right, look at this. Hey, welcome, welcome, everyone. I hope that you're here with me and want to tune into what I've got to say here. Want to show you a little something that I've had on my last screen, but show it for those of you that are new. Looking up here, we've got a little something going on with the Marilyn Monroe and Elvis Presley and James Dean and Humphrey Bogart here playing some. Looks like they might have some gaming going on here, and so I thought I'd bring that to your attention today. And we've got some things happening here that are very interesting. So let me try and pull this up where it gets out of the way of everything. And you can see what I've got in my title here. It says SoFi downgraded again, but green this time. Well, could it be that the old downgrade uh, platform is starting to dissolve away and have less and less effect? Of course it is. So I'm going to show it to you now. What I mean by that, so we're going to shrink my picture down even smaller, and then we're going to go to display capture and put it right up here underneath me. There we go. Boom. Off we go. And then down here, we're going to go to this. And the reason I'm showing you this right now is because it is 315, and I expect to see an escalation in price from where we are at this 913 endeavor to try to hold, which isn't going to work, and it's going to continue to go up. The volume since lunchtime, we've seen about 10 million shares. So still very, very solid, steady flow of volume. Nothing outrageous, which is good. That's to our advantage, us fellow longs. And so let's jump down here to what was going on. It says SoFi, and this was earlier, 5 hours ago. SoFi's stock drops after Morgan Stanley downgrade. Well, I went and watched this, and the two ladies sitting there talking about it said, "Oh yeah, it's down 4% now." After that downgrade, because Morgan Stanley says they're not worth as much, and they're going to lower their price target to $7. And hilarious, because you can see over here the year estimate price target for Yahoo is 808, and they're behind the times. You can see where the price is now. We're over $1 over these numbers, and this is not surprising. This is the typical what we see over and over with this stock. People saying it's worth less and people paying more for it. So it's just a typical pattern. It's become very, very, very common here recently. Downgrades that turn out into money making opportunities, just like today. And you can see how it affected the price. But what I want you to see is more interesting about these downgrades. And that is that when you look here at the history and go back to the historical data, and you look at the charts and the downgrades, it's interesting to see that what's happened every time the downgrades have come out. So one of them here was by David Chiaverini. I've already told you about him. Go back to some of my earliest videos from a month ago, month and a half. You'll see many videos I brought out his name and showed how horrible his returns have been, and his picks are horrible. He misses. He's lower than, I think, 30% hit rate or something, and he's down 7.8%. So David Chiaverini called out a price on this day on May 15th, saying it was going to hit $2.50. Made everyone panic sell that morning, because you can see the day higher, previous highs were at 560. And then all of a sudden, bam, that came out on May the 15th. And by the way, on May the 1st, when they came out, you can see here the price was at 652, but it got hammered that day on great earnings report, which they have an earnings report coming out soon. Don't be surprised to see another hammering, because this was down 20% on the day that they beat the street again, showing you where they did it right over here. And this is their estimates right here. Estimate, earnings, beat, 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 estimate, earnings. This is uh, always beating the street. And here on that day, they beat the street, and you can see the major volume that ran the price down. Then on the 15th, look at the volume. It had been petering along, 28 million, 30, 40, 40. It was going up. The price was going up. Here comes the downgrade by Wedbush guy, and you can see the price. But this is my point. Since this downgrade, this is the first one. Look what the price did. It just continually climbed. It was like 22 out of 25 days. Then came another downgrade at it. And this was three people downgrading. The price fell to 771. But look at the next few days. Up, 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 higher, higher, higher highs. Then another downgrade comes at it. So why I'm telling you this, and the price fell on that downgrade here to 786. You can see all the downgrades. Go back, look at the histories, look at the dates. You'll see the downgrades, and each time you'll see what happened afterwards with the price. So these downgrades have become nothing more than buying opportunities for people, and they all realize this now, and that's why they're not falling for it today. That's why the price didn't fall. And pointing this out to you, Because if you go back to this first downgrade here on this, even when it was attacked down 20% on massive volume, so you can see the efforts to keep suppressing this thing, and under someone very, very concerned here to try to keep it down. And it's the people who had been shorting it from when it was at $16 and $8 and shorted it at 7 and at 5 and shorted it there. They wanted to keep it down there. Didn't happen for them. But these downgrades, we've been seeing them. There's no surprise by them anymore. You see the pullbacks. Look at this downgrade date here on June the 2nd. You can see the pullback. You can see what it fell to here on June the 1st and the day before even. Just look at these days, but it just keeps going up on these after these downgrades every time. And I presume we're going to see the same thing today after the JP Morgan. And not only is it going up, it went up rapidly today. They didn't fall for this today. Nobody fell for a 20% down sell off today. And you didn't see that, did you? Of course you didn't. Let's see if we've got anybody over here with us. Let's see. Connecting. It says live for 5:55. It looks like, yes, we are up. And hey, Mingwu, I heard Noto will be on CNBC overtime. Well, thank you, Ming Wu, for coming over here and letting me know that. There's a break for you for being here. If you happen to be tuned in, that yes, I absolutely did pick that up. You're the second source I have for that. I was going to get to that, but one of the things I'm showing people right now, if you get over here to the conversations, and this will double what he just said. So apparently this is the real deal. When we go to conversations, someone has mentioned here very recently, and I just noted it, so I'm going to pick it up for you here on the board and see what it says. And see here. This is always some okay. I'm posting right there. Let's see here. There's someone who said it, and it's right above me here, and it says something about being on the television tonight, the show. And it's interesting. I don't see it right here now. It was one of the newest ones, so we're going to sort by newest and make sure and see that we're getting on the right screen and we're updating it to the newest, because someone did mention that. So that's good news for us. And it's also good for news for us to see this price right now holding still well over 9 when it was 877 earlier for the low. Let's see now here. Let's see if we can see it. It might even be in a response. All right, let's see. Looking, holding. Here we go. Got to show more comments. We're gonna go down here because maybe it's below mine. And what? No. Ah, there it is, right there. This person right here, this identifies as GDO63 on this board. No, though, to be on CNBC overtime. Should hit 10 tomorrow. If playing it, look it up. Yep. Thanks for posting that, says Kevin. Don't miss it. Expected encouraging news. So, wow. All right. Wow. We have two sources now saying that this is going to occur, and I believe it. And thank you for being here with me, everyone, and for putting in your input, because that obviously helps everyone who tunes in here, everyone who's watching. And what I wanted you to see back here, when I'm going back to this historical dates, when I want to show you back to the May 15th downgrade, like the downgrade today by Morgan Stanley, pay attention. On this right here, you can see where the price was the previous days, and you're talking about from 544 to 445. That's a dollar drop, folks, and on this downgrade. Okay, so a dollar is a lot. You're talking, when the price is at $4, $5, so you know what the percentages are. So this is a big percentage. We saw a 20% drop there. This downgrade here, when it fell, we saw a big downgrade come right after this, drop the thing 12% on the three analyst downgrade. So we have a single downgrade from Wedbush, drops at 20%. We have three downgrades from three others, drop it 12%. We have this downgrade today, dropped at 4%, and now it was actually green. I saw it green. You will see that the open was, let me see, yesterday's close was 920, and there you go, high 924 today. So people are not falling for the downgrade any longer. That game has been played out. That card has been seen on the table so many times, and it's not even up their sleeve anymore. They're just showing it every chance they get. And there's enough analysts out there, as I've told people before, to downgrade this stock if they wanted to every day for 3 years. There's something like 1,300 analysts out there. and I'll probably every single one of them would be on the take if someone offered them a few, 50,000, 100,000, or whoever amount, whatever amounts that they do. I don't know what it is. If that's happening, I'm not saying for sure that it is, but I wouldn't doubt it at all. If some hands or palms are being greased and some a little bit of money involved in transfer of either funds or stocks to make this occur, these downgrades that we're seeing. But it doesn't matter because, as I've already pointed out, there was a 20% drop on the first downgrade by that horrible analyst from Wedbush, who I probably would think at this point was calling for $2.50 target. He's probably not working there anymore. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. But the other downgrades from the others as well, when they downgraded it, it was another $1.50 below where it is now. So since they downgraded those three analysts, it's up from there. And this downgrade by Morgan Stanley's had such little effect, it isn't even down a full percentage point. You see this? We're not even down 1% on this Morgan Stanley hoax, I call it, because we've seen the hoaxes now time after time result in higher gains afterwards. I've shown you this by the historical data. You can see every single time that the downgrades have come out that the price has risen the following 3, 4, 5 days, sometimes even more. You know, that one after David Chiaverini, it was 25 out of 28 days the price hit a new high. So I think I'm going to hang on here and buy more at 913, which is one of my favorite prices to buy. I'm going to do it. You bet I am. Yes, indeed. I keep doing it, and I'm going to keep doing it because I have no fear, none whatsoever. And I know where this is going. I know where it's headed, regardless of all the futile efforts. Hold on a second. Making me log in again because I've been out for so long. All right. And then we're going to go over here to my SoFi. I don't mind telling you, I have right now 4,824 shares. So many I'm sitting on this. And I have no problem in letting you know that I'll be selling 824 shares when this thing gets to the high today. I still feel like it's coming that way. And you know what? If it doesn't get any higher than this 923, that's okay because I sold about uh, $500 worth there, and that's all I care about. You know, if I just nickel and dime it away and keep putting it into the till, and so that's what I do every day. And I'm not afraid to tell people that I am a day trader. That's what I do. I watch these things close. I watch the charts close. I see where the breakovers are. And right now I'm going to show you one because I can already tell what's happening here. So anyway, let's go to the chart because I am a chart man. I love to show you the charts. And right now we're going to look at the chart. Why? Because it's going to be fantastic what you're going to see here on this 5-day. Watch this. Look at the 5-day. Oh my goodness gracious. Look at the attempt this day today and look at the resilience. Look at the continued bounce. Look at the 45 right here. This is the 45-day moving average, folks. This blue. This is the 50. Look at it gapping away here. You see that? Look at the 10-day moving average. It's done with this descent. It's starting to climb. And look at the 200-day moving average. Look at that. Does that look like it's going down to anybody? I don't think so. I don't think so. And that's the 5-day chart, folks. This is a longer term chart. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous. And this is an actual platform building right here, folks. A platform. Don't miss this opportunity. I tell you, you're not going to see 913 again on this stock, maybe ever. That's all I'm going to say. So I'm going to try and put an order in for it. I probably won't get it. Add position. And we're going to try for 20 shares. Limit. We're going to do a limit price at 913. 3. There we go. All right, and review order, place order. Well, we'll see. It just jumped up to 914. I've got my limit order in at 913, another 20 shares because I just love to buy it, the 13 numbers. I've bought it 513, 613, 713, 813, and now I'm going to, there we go, 913. Hopefully it just filled. I don't know if it did or not. And when you see 20 share orders, that's a small amount. When you don't see those filling, folks, you can pretty much guess where this thing is headed on up to. It's not going to be dropping. So let's see, though, if that does fill at 20. And we'll wait and be patient. Still hasn't yet. But a lot of times it's just little tiny shares that they will work with. 2 and 5 and 7 shares I've seen many times when I've made orders. But right now, yeah, this definitely looks very promising. Look at that gorgeous looking chart at 3:28 in the afternoon as they try with desperation to just shimmying in the bills. And but again, this Morgan downgrade, I guarantee you, Morgan was right here, bing, buying at 878. They said, nah, we did our job. We got it down there with everybody else for them. That's it for today. Congratulations. It was a new low, lower than yesterday. Unfortunately, it was 2 cents higher than the previous day's low. I'm going to point that out to you too. Don't mind showing you the little intricate details, but look here. You can see the low right here, 875 on July the 11th, right? And then 877 today. So another higher resistance point on a low. Granted, this was driven lower, no big deal, because look here on this high. Look how close we are, and we're not done yet. The day isn't over, and even the after hours is not over. So, and I like what I saw yesterday in the after hours. Things are all just starting to turn a different direction here, aren't they? Things are looking different not only during the daytime. Today was quite different from what we've seen usually at the 10:30 to 11:12 rundown. Man, today it was out of the gate because it seems as though they knew that if they didn't do it then, they weren't going to get a chance to, and they bought their way out. And they bought their way out. Congratulations to them for getting out 2 cents higher than yesterday's low. So if they bought their way out 2 days ago, they would have actually made more money. But today, they settled with that. Good for them. But guess what? What is it doing now? Does this look like fear from people because of the Morgan Stanley downgrade? Will they throw another downgrade at it tomorrow? Very likely they will. I said yesterday, because of these days of higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, they were going to throw a downgrade at it today. I said, don't be surprised. And it may even come Friday. But heck no, they went ahead. They did it today. Threw the downgrade at it. Instead of their normal Friday downgrade, they went for a Thursday this time. And but yeah, it's almost always Friday. So guess what we're going to expect to see tomorrow? Probably more downgrades. Yes, Friday is their death day. They really come at it always. SoFi is their main target. And it has to be because of what's been happening with this price and the volume lately. People are not scared. Look at this. Again, we're seeing another high volume day. Going to press up close to 40 million. The day has still got 30 minutes of trading left. Yeah, very, very possible. And it surely is not falling off of this line right here. Look at that. See that? Let's get in here on that. Forget the 5 day right now. Let's get to the 1 day because I want to look at what's happening with these candlesticks now. Doggone, man. Yes, sir. Uh-oh. Hey, man, look at all the green here. Look at this. Let's just jump on back right here till what time was this right here? Let's get down to the bottom so we can see the time on the chart. 3:15. Since 3:15, and we'll give them the benefit of the doubt here from 3:18 on. Oh my God. Look at all this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. There's two that aren't. So 8 out of 10, 9, 10 out of 12 green. What? Yes, sir. Doggone straight. Here we go. You hear it, and you're not going to see a 913 close today. You can absolutely forget about it looking at that right there, what I just saw. There is no way in the world this is going to happen. Look at all these green candlesticks, people. And this is why you're here. This is why you're tuned in with me, because I'm going to keep you abreast of the charts right in real time. I'm going to show you them, what is happening exactly. All right. Looking at my BMR here, still hanging out fine. No problem. We're all right there. I want to check a couple of others I'm involved in. One of them is CCL, which is right here, Carnival Cruise Lines. See how they're doing. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Oh, a little bit down, not a big deal. And I also have Norwegian cruise lines that I hold some of. But anyway, yeah, it looks like they're already making a move off the bottom and starting to head on back up. So no big deal. No issues there. Man, that chart though, CCL, man, look at that thing over the last 6 months. And man, look at that. So it wasn't a problem for me to be buying down here where I'm buying this one now in the $9 range, and I expect to see the same thing. This is the future chart of SoFi right here. All right, you look at this, and look, see, every time it made a move to 10, they pulled it back, and then went over 10 again, and pulled it back, and then pulled it back. But man, people just stayed in on this and stayed convicted, and off it went. So good, including me. So, and hopefully some of you, because I was pulling that up about a month and a half ago, saying might be a good time. So, anyway, Yeah, yep. I'm very, very impressed with what we're seeing here. I'm still pulling for this to keep on heading up to the green today. I think that it possibly will still finish out green, only because we still got 27 minutes left, and look what's already been happening here since the low of 9:10 at 3:20. You know, doesn't take a rocket scientist to see a rocket. When you look at it and it's on the platform, you know what it is. Should have seen it right here at this platform, because you can see over here. Let's do a comparison. There it was at 9:11, and then they got it all the way to 9:09, and toodaloo after that. We saw the same thing right here. Let's see what this time was. 12 noon. Yeah, this 9:11 number, and now we're beyond that. And there's no looking back over your shoulder now, people, because guess what? All the little Robin Hooders are going to stay with this. And even if they do manage to pull it down, this is no 20% drop on the downgrade. This is no 12% drop like before on the downgrade. You see what's happening. And it wouldn't even be here if it weren't for influences by people who are determined to try to hold this down, even against the face of all this money flowing in. Look at it. Look at the S&P 500. This is where we are. This is where SoFi rests, in the S&P 500, and you can see where it's at. So hey, no worries here. This is absolutely going to head higher with this wave of momentum. Look at the Dow. They tried to run it down even, and it's moving up. Look at the Nasdaq escalating into the afternoon and into the close. Watch the price of this SoFi and watch the volume over here. Watch where we end up. 37.3 right now, and you can see the time. Time now is 3:35. Let me get over here to my live stream and see who else is here. Chris M bought 1,000 shares on the dip this morning. Yes, sir. 880 per go. Go ahead, keep downgrading it. I will keep buying it. Yes, absolutely. And I did too, my friend. And a lot others came in too. I was buying, and I was so busy doing it that I didn't get over to the video shooting until it was already over 9 and was back to 9:04 or 5 when I came on earlier today with a live feed. And there's another one. And I told people I'd be back from 3:30 to 4, because I want to see this thing just skyrocket, which I still feel is in the cards. And you can very well see there's no 913 close. As I told you, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, and it's because of the volume. And we're going to see this thing green by the end of the day. I still call it. I called it earlier. I'm calling it now. Look at the size of the buys, folks. Watch them. 4,000 shares right there. Not afraid at 9:15. They don't give a damn. They don't care. There we go. Look at the size of the buys, people. And even there, just a teeny one. They don't care. They're going to buy it at 9:16. They don't care. They're going to keep coming at it. All these little Robin Hooders, all the tiny buys, they just keep pouring in constantly. Look at that. 6 shares someone just bought. 6 shares, people. Cha-ching to that person. Cheers, I say. I'm going to have a little coffee, iced coffee. My ice is melted. 917. Thank you for whoever bought those 3 shares, helping to propel this even higher. I'm so grateful for you having done that. And so are many others that are here with me on this live stream. I'm grateful for you being here. I am not a financial consultant. I am simply someone who likes to get on and entertain people with my wacky charts and stuff and show them lines and things like that. And yeah, it's going to be a $100 stock in a year or two. I like it, Chris. Thank you very much for that comment, and I am in agreement with you. I play the daily game with a small amount of shares. Some would say a large amount, but I don't, and I do that every day because there's so much opportunity in this day trading. Just like today, look at that drop, and look where we are now. I mean, drop and to the top, drop and to the top, and look at this play. You're talking, folks. If you look at the low, 877 to 924, well, that's doggone 50-cent swing. Why wouldn't you play that? And make some serious money. What's 50 cents times, 1,000? Figure it out. It's good money. I think you can probably figure it out. Or even if it's just 100 shares or 200 shares, it doesn't matter. It's going to keep adding up daily. And that's what I suggest you do, in and out daily. And why I call myself Catfish Tyler, because each day when I see the bottom, I try to get in and come on and with a live update saying, hey, folks, now's the time. I said it this afternoon when I got on. I don't remember the time, but I know that the price was right around here. So it would have been probably somewhere around 1040 or so, 902, 903. I was trying to tell everyone. So there you go. We're seeing a continued climb, just as I presumed would happen, and I expected it only because of the volume. and this is what's going to happen the rest of the day, and we are going to be green. And I congratulate you all, and including Chris and others. And please tell your friends about my channel here. Invite them to come over. Send them an invite. Thank you for hitting the like button for me and helping me get more people in on this algorithm. You know how they work. And I've asked you, without spending any money out of your pocket at all, if you'd like to help me, is you can go over to my music channel, which is on Spotify, Amazon. Look me up, Tyler Self, and I have my own record label that I go through, DistroKid, and they're not mine. I don't own the record label, but DistroKid is the service I use, and I tell you about them because I think they're very easy to work with. There's a lot of work involved in doing the songs and promotions and putting them out there, but once you get them out there, and I have about 60 now that are on that I've created by myself, many of them, but many of them also with folks from all over the world. I've mentioned this before, just a quick plug. I want to share it with you again. Get on over to your music provider, look me up, and give a listen to some of my wacky tunes. There are some of them are stretching of the imagination, and many of them, though, are heartfelt and have a lot of meaning. And I try to, I try to write music that's for the betterment of the world for the most part. There are a few where I just get out there and I don't care and cut, let my hair down, but most of the time, good, solid, humble, good meaning, and I try to put a lot of meaning behind my words. I'm amazed a lot of times at what I consider to be, kind of nonsensical songs that have been such huge hits. If you want to get a kick, go back and look at the lyrics to the Moni Moni that was made kind of famous during the 80s during, Billy Idol's time. And there's been other bands that have done it. Quite a few have done Moni Moni. And I don't know if it was Ronnie that did it originally or not. Uh, but anyway, Moni Moni was a song that if you look at the lyrics, you just wonder how they were able to sell that to the record label. And I can just imagine, I kind of have a fictional scenario of where they went in and the record label says, "Well, what have you come up with lately? Have you written anything new?" And he says, "Yeah, I've written something new." "All right, well, you want to let's hear the lyrics, And he says, "All right, let me get them." Why not? I have the time, and hopefully you're into music. You'll appreciate this. Let's look at this song, Moni. Moni, Moni. I got the caps, doesn't matter. Lyrics. Here we go. And so here they are, uh, the Moni Moni lyrics, and I hope you enjoy them. And again, I can just imagine sitting in there saying, "Here she come down, say Moni Moni. Well, shoot 'em down, turn around, come home, honey. Hey, she gimme love, and I feel all right now. Everybody, you got me tossin', turnin' in the night. Make me feel all right. I say, yeah, 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 yeah. Will, well, you make me feel Moni Moni." In the end, the record producer is sitting there listening. "Well, you make me feel Moni Moni. So Moni Moni. Good Moni Moni. Yeah, Moni Moni. So good Moni Moni. Oh yeah, Moni Moni. Come on, Moni Moni. All right, baby, Moni Moni. Yeah, 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 yeah." And then he's probably thinking to himself, where are they going with this? I hope something comes out of it. And then he says, "Break this, shake this, Moni Moni. Shotgun, get it done. Come on, honey. Don't stop cooking. It feels so good. Yeah. Hey, well, don't stop now. Hey, come on, Moni. Well, come on, Moni." I say, yeah, 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 yeah. "Will you make me feel Moni Moni? So Moni Moni. Good Moni Moni. Yeah, Moni Moni. Oh, yeah, Moni Moni. Come on, Moni Moni. So good, Moni Moni. All right, Moni Moni. Are you getting this Moni Moni yet? Oh, I love your Moni, moan, Moni. Oh, I love your moan, money. Oh, I love your money, moan, money." And there we go. Come on, money, money. Come on, money, money. I'm jumping down now. Everybody, money, money. All right, money, 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 money. Well, certainly the song, it made a lot of money, but the lyrics are, this is what I highlight for you so you can all see. And I hope you enjoyed that while we watch the price continue to climb from 913 and go right on up. But anyway, yeah, the if they didn't have that melody, those lyrics would have certainly, probably with any other melody, would have gotten no one anywhere. But somehow this just proves to you that sometimes it doesn't matter a lot of times about what you're saying, it's just the way it's delivered. And in this case, for me though, I always try to say something with meaning, and I don't just throw out stuff like that. If you're looking for anything like that kind of thing, I don't do it. So, but anyway, and I could never force myself to write anything like that. And I can't even imagine sitting down and trying to tell anybody, hey, check out this new song I wrote and throw those lyrics at them. Anyway, let's see what we got too. Hey, thanks for your hard work, Tyler. Thank you, Chris. Yes, I appreciate it, Chris. I appreciate your comment. And I know it's not all about all the time about the stock. It's also about other things like I'm showing you here and now. And I'm going to share something with very few of you that are here, but I'm glad you're here. And I want to share something important with you I've been doing lately. It's called cold water immersion. And I'm not using the tank like many do. There's a gentleman from up north, and I can't remember his name, something like Bar or Lar or some short name. He's known as the king of cold water immersions. I apologize to you for saying it so horribly. But anyway, if you look him up, king of cold water immersions, you'll see he's been around up in Canada for years and years and years promoting this idea for better health. And so I caught on to it, and you can do it in the showers. Actually, what you do, after you get all hot and you're all suds up and you're all clean, then you just shut that water over to the coldest you can put it on, and you go for 3 minutes. And you got to keep moving around a little bit, keep it focused mostly on your head and the chest, and get your body to go into a sort of emergency mode. And what happens when this occurs is your body starts to release, your mind senses danger and will start throwing out endorphins, and your increase your circulation, your heart rate will increase, it'll increase your blood flow, you'll start pumping out more to your extremities to try to counter this cold that's occurring. And let me tell you, it'll take your breath away. But the more that you do this, if you can handle the 3 minutes, once you do and you shut that water off, you'll be actually sort of amazed. I was that my body was radiating heat off of me. I didn't even need a towel whatsoever. I didn't feel the need for a towel because I felt warmth. I just felt radiating heat. I felt when I got out of the shower, I just felt so energized. And so what all this is doing for you, it's supposed to be, and you can look more into it if you want, it's supposed to be extremely, extremely good for your blood flow, for increasing your flow through your arteries and veins. If you're experiencing, as you get older, any numbness in your fingers or tingling, this is the type of thing you can eliminate by doing this type of thing. And now I tell you, it takes some resolve, but the more you do it, then you want to do it. I mean, you just have this, it's almost like exercise when you first get involved in it. It takes a lot of effort, sweat, and you're, oh my gosh, and you just got to take frequent breaks and you're just exhausted. And but the more that you move along, just like SoFi, it just blows past all of these things and gets stronger and stronger. And the same thing can be said for you if you decide to try this cold water immersion by hitting yourself with that cold water in the shower. You can also put ice cubes, believe it or not, in your bathtub to bring the water temperature down. And some people go as low as the mid 40s or upper 40s for temperature for the true benefit of it. I don't know how it can be handled. I can hardly handle the 72 degrees coming out of the tap, which is typically spring water is at 72 degrees for an average. And so it's still quite brisk. It's still quite cold, especially if you've had the temperature up in the 103 to 104 when you're taking the shower, and then you knock it down there. Yeah, it'll set your body on fire afterwards because, like I said, give it a try once. If you don't like it, I can understand, and it takes. But I'm sharing it with you because this is a way to increase your health and your longevity, and the quality of life. And so not only do I want to share with you things that help you prosper in life, but I want to share with you things that help you have a better quality life and increase your length of life, and your lifestyle will change by your behavior, your diet. For example, I hardly eat breakfast at all. I breakfast about 2 in the afternoon. I just took a break this afternoon, and that's the first time I really ate anything. And all I had at that time was a few cherries and some watermelon, and just enough to tide me over, really a handful. And then I'll have a sizable dinner, but I have that early on so that I have time to get a little bit of exercise in afterwards or do something to burn some calories. And sometimes here in Michigan, we stay daylight now till 10:30 at night. So I know it sounds crazy, but yeah, when we start to see this shift of the Earth and we get more towards the sun, we get these long days here in the wintertime. And some of you are aware up in Africa, Africa, up in Alaska, they have days that last all day, all day. They barely even have any nighttime. It's just sort of the sun is almost out, but and then they have the other days during the summer when it's daylight all day long, and then sometimes during the winter it's nighttime all day long. They never have sunlight during the night even. It's kind of interesting, or during the day. So anyway, I've never been there to experience that myself. Maybe one day I will, but oh, what's going on with the price here, folks? Look over here. I want to show you something. If you're looking at this and you see the time is 3:48, the time is showing 3:48, but you can usually catch over here, this will be the real price sometimes when you're not seeing it over here. This will actually move quicker than this one here. And waving to my neighbors right now, saying hey, and uh, hey, oh man, this is so much fun here watching this thing rise here into the afternoon. And my gosh, it's not a surprise. I've been telling everyone there should be no surprise here. And this thing is going to probably end up green. Still, it's still good. And even if it isn't, this is a J.P. Morgan embarrassment, if you ask me, because there's absolutely at this stage of the game little to no weight behind their downgrade today. And this is again only because of so many times that the downgrade wolf has been shouted out. And so let's get over here. See if anybody else is over here. Yes, you're welcome. Yes, you're definitely welcome. We've had 15 views. We got 6 concurrent viewers. So thank you for being here. If you've commented, I appreciate it. And as it was mentioned by Ming Wu earlier, Noto will be on CNBC overtime at 4 p.m. And that is 7:13. So we need to be alerted to this. Today is the day that we're going to hear another great story coming out of his mouth, perhaps. And we're going to see this thing just skyrocket in the after hours. Who knows what he's going to say right here in about 10 minutes or so. So, folks, if you're not excited about this, you should be, because this is the kind of guy that gets himself in front of the camera and he stays in the mainstream and he keeps himself in focus by the public, and people are just drawn to this. And as I've already pointed out, this guy owns a ton of shares. If you didn't know this already, I'm going to show you right now. I know I've got some new folks that have come over and some new subscribers, so I'm going to show you now. His name is Anthony Noto. He used to be the CFO, that's the Chief Financial Officer for Twitter. Now he's running the show as the CEO of this company, SOFI. He knows how to make a company successful and draw attention to it and make the right connections in life and become prosperous. So what we're going to do here is look him up. We don't need his net worth. We're going to see buying SOFI stock. There it is right there. And I wouldn't be surprised to see that he bought even more recently. So here we go. In the past year, he added 100,000 shares. Well, that's nothing, because you can go down here on May 15th, and that's the day of the downgrade. Look what he did. Stepped in and bought $220,000 worth of the stock on the day of the downgrade by what's his face. Okay. So I show this. And also his wife, you can see right here, his wife purchased right here in 2021. She's got stock in this company. She believes in this company. Look over here on the 16th. Not only did he buy here, he bought right here 108,000 more the next day at 467 a share. He's doubled his money. Yes, he has. Yep. And right here you can see on the 17th, Noto continues to load up on stock with 1.24. Right here, $240,000 worth. Man, he's loading in when they were coming at it, because he saw the writing on the wall and knows where this is going versus what they're trying to dissuade people from. It's just another day with more beating the street, and he's going to come out with great news here in about another 8 minutes, and we're going to see this thing spiraling up in the after hours, perhaps. So you better stay tuned, people, and you better have your finger on this thing to be buying, depending on what he says, because it could really start to make a major move here. And I care not one little bit what happens here in the next 8 minutes, because I know what's going to happen in the ninth minute. And that is the company CEO is going to be on another show with CNBC and many followers of that station to tune in and to this information. And I don't think it's going to be disheartening. I have a feeling he's not going to step out in front of the cameras to tell anybody any horrible news. And I think what he's going to be sharing is what's been happening already with people coming in and renegotiating their terms with SoFi for their student loan payments. I think they're already getting those people that have come in and made negotiations with them who are starting to already put payments in because they're smart to do so. Why not go ahead and start on it early, get it going, get the rate extended out, make it comfortable for yourself, do what others are doing, and make the smart decision. Don't make it a burden, a financial burden while you're at school or just got out to go ahead and have to have that big payment that you were obligated to earlier. Come on in and renegotiate with them. And then, as I said, this only benefits SoFi in the long term because when you start stretching out terms longer, that just means more income for you over the years. And everybody can figure that out, I think. So again, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that this is a rocket on the platform, and we're going to see this news be breaking out very soon. So again, I want to say thank you for bringing that up that you just brought up, and I want to show you right now that if you go into this Anthony Nofi buying stock, I want you to see here. It says here on this right here, he now owns about 6.4 million SoFi shares. Do the math times. It's like almost $60 million worth this CEO has invested in this company because he has a vision, and he has the same, he has insight, he has insider information. You could say that he's actually using that to his advantage, and he did certainly when he bought this at 467 a share, didn't he? Right? He knew it wasn't going to stay there, and I knew it wasn't going to stay there. That's why I started coming on and doing my SoFi broadcasts when it was at that price, and started telling everybody, "Hey, this is a great buying opportunity. This stock just keeps beating the street estimates, and is getting beaten up right now and driven down. And today, even look at this S&P continuing to rise over here. The money flow is coming in." The money flow, and they're fighting this with all they've got. They're just standing there, just shelling out uh, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands. Look, we're going to break 40. We're going to break 40 million. So another 3 million shares traded since I've come on here live. And the prices, you can see it's not tumbling. There's not going to be any tumble. There wasn't a tumble today, was there? There was just an opportunity to buy more for everyone. And so thank you again, JP Morgan. Thank you, JP Morgan, for a buy at 877, 878, 879, all those buys that everybody was picking up because this time they'd already seen the record and they've already watched the movie. It's already been played in their head so many times over. They knew there wasn't going to be any reason for this to fall, and it didn't fall in comparison to the days of the past. These downgrades are becoming less and less effective. People can see through the smoke and mirrors. They know what's coming our way. We're going to see this announcement here in